Monday, we're talking about the Premier League once again. Quadruple, you think it's happening, mate?
I think the quadruple's happening. I'm not sure. Every time I actually think about it, if you ask me like instantly, I'm like, you know what, Liverpool are going to win the quadruple. And then I have a brief moment and I go, but I can really picture City winning the Champions League and the league.
Yeah.
But then you ask me if I can really picture Liverpool doing it. It's a really not scary, I don't care. But it's a really confusing time.
You know what it is as well, because we're talking about this because of the game yesterday. Everton didn't play too badly. And I think if Liverpool weren't not going to win the Premier League, this was one of those games they would have stumbled on. I feel like that's, you know what I mean? Because Everton, I think it happened last season, didn't it, with the injuries
for
and
once,
stuff.
For a very rare occasion, Liverpool beat Everton. It was a great game. I think we went to the pub and we watched it just on a whim, and we had a lovely time. The interesting thing about that game for me was that Liverpool let Everton play the way Everton wanted to play. Mm-hmm. Liverpool dictate games. They take the sting out by pressing and with aggression, and they've got a midfield that is Fabinho. I mean, the Keita I'm not convinced on, and Thiago. And they didn't use the midfield.
No.
I mean, Allen and Corey are good, but Iwobi's in there, and they just kept bypassing the midfield.
There was one point of the game where it was just literally box.
It was such a weird game, and to come through it, you expect that from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because we're sat here going, maybe it's going to be a title decider because they've managed to beat the team in the relegation spaces, but we know that's not how football works.
It's one of those, though, isn't it? Like if you can see Liverpool just like even a draw, you could have saw that happening, and then it's City's, then, isn't it? I think you can say it's pretty easy City's, but Liverpool didn't stumble, and then which means everyone is kind of just going.
For me, the reason the quadruple is on, I really trust Van Dijk. I really trust Alisson.
Yeah.
For me,
Alisson's a big one.
City just occasionally have this lapse, and especially Ederson. I've said it before and I'll say it again. A few years ago, there's a goal where Lamella is like 30 yards out, and for some reason Ederson comes about 12 yards off his line, and Lamella looks up and goes, "Oh, okay," and curls it round him. And Alisson doesn't have that in him.
Oh no, Alisson's clearly the best goalkeeper in the league, isn't he?
World, maybe even
world. So yeah,
Mendy.
I said the point. I made the point. Fuck's sake. Oh no, I don't think. Fuck you. I don't think the quadruple's happening personally, because I think
Mendy's going to win the FA Cup.
Mendy's going to win the FA Cup. No, and to be honest, I'm not even pinning the hopes on us, because although this isn't about the FA Cup, but although I'm not too scared of Liverpool because of the games recently, they could still win that game quite easily with a penalty from
Look, it's weird that we're sat here debating whether the quadruple, an achievement that's never ever been achieved,
you know what's really
going to happen.
You know what's really interesting? James Alcott said, and I thought this was well interesting, is it the easiest time to ever win a quadruple? Like, even though
because you've got to face City.
But like he was like, his point was like everyone else in the league also like. I disagree.
I completely disagree, because the teams are more like when United were winning them, you'd argue that there was still this sort of culture of the teams like, I don't know, Sheffield Wednesday, who might have been in the league at that point, and the Blackburns. They do not have the tactical nous now that Watford have, and Watford sits and they're set up in solid banks of four, and that's why Tottenham struggle to break down Brentford and Brighton. That's why Brighton have taken points off Arsenal. That's why Brighton managed to hold City for 60 minutes before, then losing 3-0. But
no, you're right.
I completely disagree with that.
Also, you meant City. Like City are too. There's a imagine City weren't in the picture. Liverpool would have dominated the last 5 years. City are too good for that. But yeah, quadruple's close to happening.
And you're throwing in teams like Chelsea, who beat City, the best team in the world, maybe in the Champions League. And yes, there was some weirdness there, but still, it's Tottenham knocking them out the Champions. No, I'm not having it.
No, James Alcott.
No. But yeah, no. I just can see. They've got a buy-in for the final, really. I know they don't. I know Villarreal are really, really good. But Liverpool should be beating Villarreal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the dream draw in the semi-final.
Yeah,
obviously, that's arrogant football talking, but it is.
No, it like, you're going to want to pick that out of City, Real Madrid, aren't you? Like, of course. I mean, and as well, on the quadruple thing, if they get to the final, which we're presuming they do, to beat City or Real Madrid, which Real Madrid, like, they fucking...
And they've done it.
They showed us.
They've gone to a final, they've lost. They've gone to a final and won.
Yeah.
They've gone to a final this season and won.
Yeah.
It's in there. It's in there. It all depends on just if City will slip up one more time in the league. That's enough about the big boys. Let's talk about Tottenham Brentford.
Yeah.
There's not much to say.
No, there wasn't anything to say, was there?
No, there is. Ivan Toney should have won that game for Brentford. Brentford should have absolutely won. Christian Eriksen got man of the match. If you want to take the smallest positive away from this game, you can say that we are the first team not to lose to Brentford when Christian Eriksen started. Which is, you know, but you lost 4-1 to them, Jay.
No,
Don't give me that laugh.
That's why I can't say anything. It's such a weird thing. Like,
it's a weird time.
It's a weird flex. That
it's not a flex. It just is. They've been steamrolling teams. They should have beaten teams, and they should have beaten us. And the fact that we held on with a fair bit of luck. I will say there was a bit in like the 89th minute where Kulusevski, no, he was off at that, but someone floated a ball over to Harry Kane and he biceyed it, and it went just wide. And like, for a brief moment, I melted. I was like, no.
Yeah, that would be what a way to win the game.
But hey, there's now the pressure back on with Arsenal.
I was going to say that as much as you're the only team to have not lost to Brentford because since Eriksen, still a stumble.
It is, but
because
I'd rather play United yesterday than Brentford. Not yesterday, but Saturday.
Yeah, that's true. That is
I know.
true.
Like, here's the thing, because we'll move on. There's not much to say about Tottenham. We will move on to the Arsenal United game because that game was 3-3 and United were absolutely dog shite yet robbed because they robbed themselves and they were robbed. Cedric's handball is a stonewall penalty.
Yeah, man, that's unbelievable. Even the commentary team were like,
"What?"
They were like, his hand's gone down, and it's more not because if he's, you go down to ground, you put your hands up, but it's more you can see him kind of go back.
Dictionary definition of what he did is batting away.
Yeah, literally, and like the VAR's took a look at that and thought no, and it's ridiculous, man.
And on top of that, Bruno Fernandes, what are you doing? Hang your head. Taking a penalty. Like, I'm not a Ronaldo fan, particularly. I don't really care.
No.
But you do not take a penalty away from Cristiano Ronaldo after he's already scored a goal.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And then, I know this is one of those things that, again, just sounds like I'm chatting shit, which I am. Ronaldo's got two.
That's what we do.
If Ronaldo's got two...
He's
the kind of man that's absolutely.
That's not even chatting shit. That's Ronaldo, and that's what he does.
And to take that away from him, to take that away from him and do that stupid penalty which Jorginho also attempted this weekend and missed. Like, it's been sussed out now, and I know he hit the post, and I think Ramsdale did actually get sent the wrong way, but.
It's more. I think the problem is more that he's took it away from that, and Bruno's not had a good season. He's not stepped up like he did last season. We're kind of finding him out. It must
be difficult to step up behind Ronaldo.
No, of course, but for you to kind of pull rank a little bit there on Ronaldo, which is mad, and miss the pen, you're a dickhead. That's ridiculous. And just when United, United needed something, like they've been in such disarray for the last couple games.
Typical. They went to Tottenham and Ronaldo dragged them through it for 3-2 when we should have when we were free flowing and should have battered them. But
it's ridiculous from Fernandes, and I'm sure United fans are livid with him still. And Arsenal, it made them look amazing. It did. It made them look like to be fair, we made them look amazing as well, but. It's just another stumbling block for you.
It is, but this is the league this season. I said to Jay, genuinely, and I don't think this will really happen, but the way this title race is going now, it genuinely wouldn't surprise me if Tottenham took something away from Anfield and Arsenal lost to Leeds. Lost to Leeds that weekend, no, because City will also. You know what I mean? Like, there's mistakes. There's 5 games left. I think both of us have managed a 5-game win streak, but once this season, one of us will slip up again. And Jay, there's 3 points in it. 2 points in it, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, less than 3 points in it. Less than 3.1 points in it. We've got to play them.
Yeah. That game could be. When is
huge.
That? 15th, 14th.
I booked it off. I think the 17th rings a bell. But
the show after that's gonna be mad because that's a huge. That's one of the biggest North London derbies in a while, isn't it? Because it means a lot. It has more meaning than just the game.
Unless one of us absolutely fuck it before. Then.
But that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's massive.
I think it's so fascinating because of You two already rivals anyway, already hate each other, and both of you are now going for a 4 spot. It's what football's about, really, isn't it? It's what football's about. It's
happened
cool.
before. But
it's happening.
Speaking of what football's about, and I want to talk about this about more depth at another time. But we kind of we talk about Everton there, and just are we done with Tottenham? We're done with Tottenham, Arsenal. Yeah. Come on, Spurs. Everton, Jay. We kind of skipped past them. We spoke a lot about Liverpool there, and we didn't speak about Lampard in the Championship with Dele Alli.
With Dele Alli.
Because
Dele Alli's going to trot back to you, isn't he?
Burnley pulled off
a great
result.
Wolves are a hard team to play.
And then for Everton to, what happened to them. And I don't think we can forget about Leeds, 2 points sneakily above them. Again, we're not going to go too much into it, but Liverpool Quadruple, Everton relegation.
It's the darkest.
Could you support football? Could you support football anymore? If you had to live through that, nothing could hurt you anymore. Your wife could leave you and you'd be like, what?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, no.
I deserve it.
That'd be the darkest day in their history for sure. It's correct. The timing of that Burnley game as well. The fact that they don't make the times, but the fact that they got that win before the Merseyside derby, and those Everton players and Frank would have known going into that game that they have to try and do something against Liverpool. And to be fair, they put in a good performance.
They did.
And that, if that's any slight bit of hope that Everton fans can have, is that they did put in a good performance. And if they do that against Watford, they've got a game against Watford. I think they've got. I mean, they're playing us next.
Watford are done now as well.
Yeah, Watford after City twatted them. So
I mean, again, we're really zigzagging around, but sticking on this game, I was saying to Jay, I've been watching a few Everton games because I've been quite enjoying it sadistically, and I've been keeping an eye on Anthony Gordon. And I said to Jay, tell you what, he's a good player, but he dives about the place. And Jay was like, oh, okay, cool. 4 minutes later?
If that, man. It was as it happened.
Springs himself over the foot of someone trying to win a penalty, gets booked for it.
Yeah, and then a couple minutes after that, he's not in on goal, but in on the wing, and if he beats the man, which he did.
Oh no, this was at the end of the game, you mean? Yeah.
When he beats Trent.
When Trent sides him down for Trent's yellow.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a foul from Trent, but he rides that challenge.
Yeah.
And the ball is loose, and he chooses to buckle his leg as he goes over.
Yeah.
And me and Jay were sat there going, but he's through.
Yeah, you were in, and then I don't know who was in the middle.
Richarlison or Decore or someone was through that middle, and it wasn't, it's a difficult ball for us, but for him,
I'm whipping that in.
For him,
outside of the foot
to the fans. It was just so frustrating. And then obviously there is now a controversial one where he's put it on social media with the actual one where he gets barged by Matip.
Yeah, that's a foul.
And it probably is a foul, but you've dived twice in the game, so it's your own fault.
Boy who cried wolf.
Yeah.
Gordon who cried wolf.
That's the title. And B, he runs across him.
Yeah.
So you'd be annoyed to concede it. You'd be annoyed not to get it. It's just one of those things. We've really jumbled about, Jay. What time do you think we're on?
We have...
only on 14 minutes.
Yeah, we've only been going for 14, that's fine.
Oh, God, we need to talk about other things.
Chelsea played.
Yeah, that did happen.
Chelsea played against West Ham, an incredibly shite game, a really rough watch. The first half was incredibly boring. We were so lethargic. We didn't pass the ball properly. Instead of getting the ball, taking a touch, passing, it was getting the ball, take a touch, and then either lose the ball or pass it backwards. Really poor football. Echoes of Sarri's season, which that gives me the shivers a little bit. PTSD. No, none of that again. And then we get gifted a beautiful opportunity. You've already alluded to it in the penalty. Dawson, who had a very good game. Dawson, loads of last minute blocks. He had a great game. In my head, I was thinking, this guy's better than Maguire. Come on, get him in the England squad. But then gets the red card. And then Jorginho just does a little skip and just passes it to the man.
Unbelievable. I was listening to it on the radio, and they were talking about. I've seen it since, but they were talking about how keepers now don't. If it's Jorginho, why would you go early?
Yeah, it's so known. But the thing is, Jorginho, to be fair,
can spice it up a bit.
No, but he is. There's been times where he hasn't done it, and keeper thinks he's going to do it, so they stay put and he just rifles it. But it's not even the hop, skip, and the jump for me. It's more just the execution at the end of it was so soft.
But you can't. It has to be soft because you can't generate the same power.
No, but he can't. Like I've seen it better than that. Like where he puts it in the corner, he
but
passes
it's
it.
a risk.
It's not even a corner.
We'll go and take some, Joe. It's fucking hard.
Let's do it because I just think it was just awful from.
It's basically It basically turns it into a one-step pen.
No, of course, but you can still get more power than that.
You can, obviously, but
and honestly,
you're under pressure. It's the 90th minute. You're going for power and placement.
Yeah,
it's
difficult.
But the difference.
Can I just say like in the whole thing about Jorginho as well? I'm done. I think I'm done with him as a player.
Do you remember when people thought he should win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, like that was.
Do you remember when he came third in the Ballon d'Or?
Ridiculous.
Do you remember in the same season Harry Kane got to a final, won the Golden Boot, got the assist record? At the same time,
doesn't pass the ball like Jorginho,
but he does. And Jorginho, who scored every penalty for Chelsea this season, is a penalty. Every penalty for Chelsea this season is a penalty.
But missed.
He hasn't scored from open play.
He missed. He missed in the
his
Euros,
penalties. His penalties misses have cost Italy their place in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Third place in the Ballon d'Or.
Listen, I'm done with him, man. Even in the game, he was just. He offers when you're trying to break a team down, like West Ham put out their weaker side. They weren't going for the game. Why do you think
he still gets picked?
Well, he hasn't been, to be fair. The last 5 games, he's rarely played, and today just showed me exactly why he shouldn't.
So it's Kovacic and
Kante. Or Loftus-Cheek, but Loftus-Cheek was playing out as a.
So there's no thumbnail on this video of Jorginho versus Sal.
Yeah, no.
Flames either side.
Get a fucking Sal on the pitch, man, not him. Honestly, I'm so sick of him. He doesn't offer a lot, especially when you're trying to break a team down. He sits so far deep and either passes it left or right or backwards, whereas Kovacic will grab the ball and run. And also, when you're playing Kante and Jorginho, it's so negative because Kante's not a progressive player. He's one of the world's best at being... No, but he's one of the world's best at just commanding the midfield, not taking the ball to the attack.
Very talented.
No, but he is.
Play that Sarri season.
Yeah, no, but it's not him. It's not.
No, I agree. It's not his best.
So you're forcing Kante to do stuff that he's not particularly comfortable with, and that forces errors out of him. He misplaces a pass. He doesn't take the shot when maybe he should. So then you have Kovacic in that place, and then Kante who sits deeper. It's so much better. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him, and I'm annoyed because a lot of people on Twitter still suck his ass.
It's really well documented as well that style of player doesn't necessarily translate well to the Premier League. You know, the Pirlos of the world. He is a bit of a Pirlo. He sits back. He's not defending.
No.
He's just spraying the balls. In the Premier League, Sissoko's running at you at 15 miles per hour.
Ain't happening, is it? And you know what? When we first got him in Sarri's season, he played like really well. And then every Premier League manager was like, all right, put 2 men on him, just run at him. Yeah. Like, it's fine. And I think he just doesn't. And also, it works when we've got less of the ball as well. He works then, but most, 9 times, don't know, 80% of the time, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, 80% of the time, we're going to have... 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of 10, good one. Good. So I'm done with that. But we were saved, Pulisic saved Jorginho's ass.
He did a little giggle, didn't he? Did you see that? He was like...
Yeah.
That's fair. But
I love Jorginho as a geezer. He seems like a funny guy. Right, but... He does. You see a Chelsea site, you think he's a cunt.
I think Kante seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, but no one
Mount's a sound guy.
You don't like Mount?
I don't particularly. No. How many fucking times?
Oh no, okay. You did defend him recently.
I don't.
This isn't the point.
Mount.
This isn't the point.
Just not in my starting 11 for England. That's all.
That's fine. That's fine.
He's in the squad.
He's in the squad. Of course he is. That's not the point, right? Pulisic pops up the what's his name? What's his name? The Kobe Bryant of world football steps up when we need him, and we were very, very lucky. That should have been a 0-0, and I think West Ham would have been happy with that.
We've been talking about Chelsea for way too long. I do have to quickly mention that our boy Jay here is going to make a video.
Yeah. Because
Rudiger's gone.
We're in a bit of a centre-back crisis.
Yeah,
and
Rudiger's gone, Christiansen's gone. You've got Thiago Silva, who's 37. You've got Azpilicueta, who a lot of Chelsea fans are starting to turn on. Yeah, you've got Sarr and Chalobah, who are unproven. And then that's your lot. So, Chelsea's defensive crisis.
Video coming soon. Very soon. I'll do that for sure.
But we're done, aren't we?
I think we are done, mate. That was another good episode of... the Monday show. We haven't got a name still.
My name here is it's quite difficult to explain off the cuff. I should have said it at the start really, but 5 games left.
5 games
next
left.
Week. Welcome to 4 games left.
Yeah.
If anyone gets this far in the video, let me know if that's awful or not.
Yeah.
But as always, we're going to go now. As always, fuck Mason Mount. Oh no, tell your dad. Tell your dad. Whoops, I forgot I hated Mason Mount so much.
Fuck you, man. Tell your dad.
How you doing?